representation across the political spectrum. We're honored to be joined this morning by Israel's leader of the opposition, the chairman of the Zionist Union, the Labour Party. Please welcome Isaac Herzog. You've spoken to this audience before. I know how thrilled we all are to have you here, and you feel a real personal connection.
First of all, it's incredible to see this crowd. It's awesome, great. Thank you, AIPAC. Thank you for getting up so early in the morning and schlepping here. Yes, I have a very deep personal connection to AIPAC. My late uncle, AIPAC, a legendary Israeli hero and diplomat. He was the founder of AIPAC in 1950, with the first director of AIPAC. His name was Cy Kennan. You have an incredible history. And my late father, Herzog, who was Israel's president, his last speech, his last public appearance and address was 2 weeks before he passed away in 1997 at the AIPAC conference here as well. So I'm very deeply connected. I think it's an incredible organization, and I think it's part of the cornerstone of the relationship between Israel and the United States that fosters and strengthens Israel. So thank you all very, very much for this.
Okay. Let's start with your new peace plan. You unveiled it a few weeks ago. Tell us about it.
Well, what I say is the following. Since I don't feel that an immediate peace agreement between us and the Palestinians is realistic. It's behind the corner. I think that we have to strive towards it. I think that we need to preserve the two-state solution and work towards it. But for that purpose, at this stage, when we're amidst a very painful terror wave, we should work to disengage from the Palestinians, complete the security fence around the settlement blocks and also around the Muslim villages around Jerusalem, move towards empowering the Palestinians behind the settlement, behind the fence, and of course convene an international regional security conference that will converge all the interests of all the moderate parties concerned in the region against terror, Iran and ISIL.
The Palestinian leadership has not been willing already to come back to the negotiating table. Do you see a means to get them to do so?
We should always be in direct eye contact with the ideal of moving towards a two-state solution, because that will preserve the Jewish nature of the Jewish state. However, as we see right now, when there is total lack of trust, there's a lot of animosity between the peoples and the leaders. There's hardly any relationship. We should do whatever it takes, first of all, to calm the situation by disengaging, by fighting terror with no mercy. Clearly, we're amidst a wave of terror that is also regional. The terror in Istanbul, the terror in Paris, the terror in Jerusalem, and the terror in Othniel, they're all the same terror. We should combat terror with no mercy, no ifs and no buts. But having said that, we should also try with diplomatic means and other means to calm down the situation, to disengage, and not lose sight with the final objective of reaching a two-state solution.
Mahmoud Abbas has been taking measures against Israel, attempting to go to the UN, going by the ICC and so on. Just very briefly, is he part of the problem or part of the solution?
It's a major challenge, major problem that tackles Israel's foreign policy and Israel's standing amongst the nations. I think we should all agree here that we will not accept coercive resolutions that will try to impose solutions upon us that will undermine Israel's well-being and security. Therefore, should object to any resolution by the international community that doesn't take into account those elements. And I believe that the international community never takes in a serious manner the security challenges of Israel. We should simply try and strive towards direct negotiations with no preconditions and try to get to them following calming down of the situation and trying to disengage and separate as much as possible.
Let's talk a little bit about Iran. There was a moment when the agreement was being negotiated when across the spectrum in Israel there was consensus against this deal that was taking shape. So now we're a few months on, the deal is being implemented. Where does that leave Israel now? How can Israel deal with this deal as it's unfolding?
Well, it combines two major issues. The nuclear situation, that's right now under a provisional arrangement that we need to see that it's implemented, that it takes a different course as the administration believes. And of course, we have to follow the internal political developments in the Iranian public and the Iranian political scene, which are interesting at times. I mean, more moderate elements, let's say this way, more moderate elements have entered the system. On the other hand, however, Iran is at the forefront of pushing for terror, of trying to derail any arrangements between Israel and its neighbors, including an incredible coalition of moderate nations around us that is talking to Israel, that understand there's a convergence of security challenges together and interests. We should foster that coalition, that new configuration, that new development, which is remarkable, and we should make sure that part of what feeds up this coalition that we have around us is both easing up the situation and moving towards positive developments with the Palestinians on the one hand and security cooperation on the other.
Okay, so there are, changing relationships, but if you look at Israel's borders, you see all manner of challenges. You see ISIS on the rise, you see Hezbollah, you see Hamas, testing rockets and apparently digging tunnels again. How is Israel gearing up to grapple with these challenges?
These are major challenges. We've always had security challenges. When one learns our history, one knows. There were moments that it looked almost impossible, and yet we always overcame. We are a resilient nation. We will overcome this wave of terror. We know how to be strong. We're actually an incredible nation, incredible people. I think the people deserve a new course. The people deserve change. They need to see change. Despite the threats, one needs to deal both with the threats and also with the opportunities and use those opportunities.
The alliance with the United States is crucial to Israel's capacity to withstand the challenges.
Undoubtedly.
And we're now negotiating this security agreement, memorandum of understanding, a package of military aid, and so on. How vital is that assistance? And more broadly, how vital is this US-Israel security relationship, partnership?
Look, it's multi-layered. Number one, it's vital because it's important for Israel's security and it's important for Israel standing in the region. And clearly, it's an alliance with the strongest power in the world, a convergence of beliefs in democracy and values that we share, and we are, indeed, a unique island in the region. Secondly, and most importantly, I think that Israelis need to realize time and again, and this is a message I will take back from this incredible audience, that this relationship is something that supersedes internal political games and yawning and crying by all sorts of political partners and parties and complaining about the United States endlessly and shaming United States leadership. Forget that. This is a vital relationship. We need to strengthen it and be also grateful, not only always saying, oh, well, we deserve more. We should be also grateful for this relationship, and therefore we should work towards the memorandum, we should work towards the qualitative military edge, we should respect the support that we get, and we should also encourage the understanding of the unique interests of the United States in the region together with Israel.
One final question as we wrap up. What is your biggest concern for Israel? And what brings you the most hope for Israel going forward?
My biggest concern for Israel when we look at the future is, are we moving into a downturn because we will be losing at the end, God forbid, the unique Jewish democratic nature of the state. I don't want to be ever in any situation of deciding between Jewish and democratic. It doesn't work. It's a must. It's the equation. It's the only equation. For this, we have to disengage from the Palestinians and preserve an unequivocal and clear definition of the nation state of the Jewish people. So that is the main challenge to deal with. And this requires us bold steps and realizing the challenge and disseminating it and taking steps towards solving it. The great hope I have is that we have a great nation. We have wonderful, unique human beings, Jews and non-Jews, from all spheres of life, people who came from over 100 nations and created an incredible homeland, great success story. I believe in our peoples. I do. I believe in their revitalization, their ability at the end to meet any challenge, despite the mistakes that we make like any nation or any political system. And despite the fact that we are in a very tumultuous era and in a region which is extremely complex, I believe that we can overcome if we are sophisticated, smart, and realistic as to our objectives.
Okay, what a wonderful, upbeat, and encouraging way to say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very, very much. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AIPAC Chairman of the Board, Bob Cohen.
How is history made? By chance? By luck? Through bravery or action? Before there was such a thing as pro-Israel legislation, before there were position papers, or parlor meetings, or a policy conference, before there was AIPAC, before there was the State of Israel,